Hello there, morons. It's Victor, King of the Morons, Godfather J-Vlogging, the hardest working J-Vlogger, and maybe the oldest one. No, not really. Answering one of your stupid questions. I'm in my car today, going to do a car vlog in a minute, but this is, I stopped in this station just to read this to you. It says, hi, my name is, let's say, my name is Joe. We'll just change everything to Joe. Hi, my name is Joe. I'm a 34-year-old man that lives on the east coast of the USA. I'm not married, nor do I have children. I've always been interested in the Japanese culture so much that I would not only like to visit, but live there. Until watching your videos, I've always considered this a pipe dream reserved for the wealthy, ultra-intelligent, etc., etc. Dude, I'm a moron, and I made it, so. You seem like you can be brutally honest, brutally honest person. That's exactly what I'm looking for. Long story short, I want to move to Japan and teach English. I'm currently teaching myself Japanese with Memrise and other online sources. You don't need to learn Japanese or speak Japanese to live here. This is something I thought about. Okay, let me see. I've been interested since I was a child, and I've been committed to this idea for 3 years now. Now to the question, is this something I should continue to pursue? At this moment, I need to make some very serious life decisions. I'll need a bachelor's, which I would get that in English. And I want to learn Japanese from instructors. Okay. Both of which will require me quitting my job due to the long hours and confronting family and friends in this matter. By the time this is said and done, I'll be 36. So he's 34 now, so he'll be 36. So he's got a plan. He's got a plan. He's going to quit his job, go back to school, get his BA. Always a good idea. Now he says, I'm okay with the idea of this being literally an impossibility. Or impossible. I'm even okay with trying it and hating it and moving back. However, I'm not okay living in regret, or living with regret. It should be with regret. With the regret that I never tried to accomplish my childhood dream. And then he says at the end, the reason I've become even more motivated is he recently met his mother, and his mother laughed and said, remember when you were a little boy and you said you wanted to go to China and teach English? And of course his mother can't remember the difference between China and Japanese because mothers are insane. But he started thinking, although I'm sure I said Japan, it got me thinking of how I'm going to let this slip through my fingers if I don't act now. So the question is, am I too old to move to Japan? That's the question. Let's back up and get going here. Let me see if I can back up properly. I'm crashing. And get on the street. Okay. So, long answer, short answer, no, you're not too old. I know a guy, actually the Ben guy who had troubles with English schools, he recently, well, he's only been in Japan a couple of years and he's 35, I think, or he's 34 now, so it's not that big a deal. I'm 47. I get asked to teach new classes all the time, though I do have connections. So that is there's a big difference there. I know a lot of people. Yeah, but you can still find jobs. Of course it's harder. You can say it's a young man's game. You may not have that much longer. I mean, I know people who are 60 and still teaching, so it's not impossible at all. But of course it's easier if you're younger because there are a lot more people. People tend to like the young, Genki students, right? I'm really young and Genki in my head, so, you know, so there's that. Anyway, I wouldn't let that stop you. That's my point. Don't let it stop you. Age is something a lot of you dwell too much on, even those who are older, who are my age or older. I was recently accused of being too old when I jumped on that guy. Some guy was beating his wife and I made a video of me attacking him, jumping on him, not really attacking him, but holding him down. As I beat him, no, just holding him down. And someone said, you're lucky you didn't get your ass kicked because you're so old. And I was looking at the Fast and the Furious cast out of curiosity, and I noticed that they're all my age or a little bit older, a little bit younger. A few months older, a few months younger. Vin Diesel, Jason Statham, is that his name? Statham. All those guys are my age. Brad Pitt, Tom Cruise, Keanu Reeves. I'm younger than all those guys, and those guys are still doing action movies and kicking ass, and they have 25-year-old girlfriends in their movies. I'm not interested in that, believe it or not. But I think a lot of you guys seem to misunderstand age. 47 is not that old. Of course, your metabolism slows down. And the other thing is, I get these weird comments like, hey, you're pretty good, you're pretty cool for an old guy. Like, for someone who's in his 40s. What do you guys think? You get more boring as you get older? Dude, I've had much more experience. I've done a lot more than half of you knuckleheads. You know, I mean, it's just a bizarre thinking. I don't understand that thinking. Why would you think anything like that? I've done all those things you've done and probably more. Seriously. I mean, yeah, I don't know why people think that you become older and you get boring. If anything, you just get more relaxed. I will say that. I will say that I have mellowed it, and I'm not as apt to like kick someone's ass as I used to be. I don't think with the other head as much as I used to when I was in my teens. Of course, that's a teenager thing. Some people never let go of that, but you don't necessarily get boring when you get older. If anything, you know what it is? When you get older, you're just sick of other people's shit. So you guys still put up with a lot of shit or deal and waste your time with a lot of shit that we don't, believe it or not. And we have other priorities. You know, we have other responsibilities when you get older, just because it comes with the territory. Not just because we're older, but because when you get older, you're buying a house, you're starting a family, you're doing all that stuff. So age is a weird concept for those young people who are in your 20s and really cool. Dude, you don't lose your coolness because you're older. It just or whatever that weird vague definition of cool is. You're just older, man. You're just more chill. You know, look at the dude. You know, the dude is like the utmost cool guy. And that guy must be in his 60s now, right? Is he not cool anymore? Come on, David Bowie. There's still a lot of cool people who are older. It doesn't go away. Anyway, when it comes to teaching, however, which is really, I should get off that rant because it's just stupid, you know. Anyway, back to the teaching thing. Yes, it is harder, but I know people in their 60s and older who are still teaching. There are a lot of schools who still hire. Of course, it is a little bit more competitive, but there are always people leaving. There's always people who want teachers, and there's a lot of old people in Japan who are looking for teachers. So it is an aging society. I think by the year 2020, well, I don't remember the number, but it's a substantial group, like 30% of the country will be over 65. So you think they all want to take classes from young punks? A lot of my students are actually older than I am. So there you go. Anyway, don't let it dissuade you. That's really the message here. If you have a dream, if you wanted to come to Japan, then do it. And there's nothing wrong with getting your BA, even if you never use it. I mean, education is great. It is a lot of money. It is kind of a ripoff. If you watch Baymax, what's it called? I forgot the Japanese title. What's it called? I don't remember. The American title. In Japanese, it's called Baymax. But anyway, there's a kid who's like 14 years old. And he's a genius. She's like, why should I go to college? To learn things I already know. And you might think that, but the degree does matter in society. And unfortunately, you can think you're a rebel and I don't need this. You know, I'm gonna play the game my way, which is great if you're a genius. But unless you're a genius or highly connected, you're going to have to play by the rules. And unfortunately, one of the rules of society is getting a BA really does open doors. You know? Now, if that's not, you know, if you're doing, I'm not trying to put down blue collar work at all. All work is respectable. All work is, any work that's honest is respectable. And there's a kind of elitism, even among some of you who watch these videos and think, oh, he's just an English teacher. You know, there's no work that you should be embarrassed of. And for you to insult any job, whether it be a garbage man or a mechanic or construction worker or a lawyer, you know, as long as people are doing honest work, you really should not look down your nose at any work. In the end, you're just doing it. Usually, most of us are doing it just to make ends meet, just to pay the bills, because there's other things we'd rather be doing with our lives and with our work. Anyway, that's pretty much it. Don't be dissuaded. There's always something there's always something to do, unless you're like, you know, what's the image? What's the limit? Even if you're 60, man, you can come over. If you can get a job, if you can find someone to hire you, then why the hell not? That's what I say. Why the hell not? Do whatever the hell you want. Life is short. It's getting shorter day by day. You guys just took off 7 or 8 minutes of my life just by making me make this video. But I also got 7 minutes of your life, whatever. So cool. Thanks for watching, guys. I will talk to you soon.